Everyone, it's Kara, and I have 3 different versions of the Hobonichi planner that you might have already seen a bit of here on YouTube. Since I had 3 different ones of them, I thought I would do 3 short videos just kind of going over the basic setup of each one of these so that if you were still trying to decide what would work for you, you could get a little closer of a look on each one of these. Now, I did not get the A5 Cousin. I find that one a little bit too big for me. I want these to be portable, and so that's why I went for the smaller ones. When I'm done with those 3 videos, I'll do a 4th and final video with the covers on all of these, and I'll show you those covers and the accessories that I purchased. So I will be right back in just a minute with the first video. Hi everybody, I am back and I wanted to go over the English planner version of the Hobonichi. I'm just going to do a real quick video. I think this one has probably been shown quite a bit, but I wanted you guys to be able to look at it to compare to the other 2 that I have. So this is the A6 size. It is 4 by 6 inches and it is about 1/2 inch thick, in case you are curious about fitting it into other covers. That's the sizes that you're looking at. The paper inside is that really gorgeous, thin, smooth Tomo River paper. I really love it. It reminds me of, let's see, really thin paper like you would find in a Bible or in a telephone book, but a much nicer, smoother quality than I remember, especially than I remember being in telephone books. So that's kind of what the paper is. I also want to point out for all of you journal and notebook geeks like me that if you look at the binding, it almost looks like it's glued in because of how tightly bound all of those pages are in there. I mean, 'cause you have to remember, this is basically a day, a page per day. So there's a lot of pages in here to get 365 plus pages in here. So it looks glue bound to me at first. But if you notice on the spine here, you can actually see and feel where the signatures are sewn. So this is actually, at least in part, a signature bound book, which I find really, really impressive because this paper is super thin. And I'm sure it's got to be, I would think it's got to be difficult to work with, but so anyway, I'm just really impressed with that. Then you have the cover here, and of course this is really kind of meant to go inside another cover. So while this isn't super thick, I think you could use this all on its own if you just wanted to use the planner without a cover. Once you get past this little cover page, you have just a general blank page up here, and then you go into the yearly calendars for 2015 and 2016 with the Sundays shown in orange. Okay, and this is actually the first one that I got, so I actually started using this, but you can see in here that you have the months first with just each day of the month listed out. So if you wanted to use this to write down birthdays, anniversary, other special dates, you could do that. It starts in December of 2014 and goes all the way through March of 2016. And after you're done with that, you head into the monthly pages. I do want to point out that all of the paper is grid paper, which of course I love. And on all of the pages, the Sundays are always in that kind of orange color. Hopefully you can see that there. So once you're done with those pages, here are the monthly ones. Pretty basic format. Monday starts, which I prefer. Up here in the left-hand top corner, you have 4 little boxes for maybe a little to-do list, and then a little bit of room down here and a little bit of room down there on both sides, or on the bottom is on both sides, for note-taking and things like that. Again, the Sundays are in orange, okay? And all of the paper is the grid paper. Actually, the grid-lined paper. So this, again, starts in December 2014 and goes through March 2016. So if you want to do a little forward planning before you get your next year's planner, you have that option with this one. And then it starts in near the very end of December with a few daily pages where the days are doubled up just to end the month of December and kind of get you started. You can see that. They have the 12 in the center of them, so if you want to schedule according to time, you can do that. And then in January, it starts up with those a day per page. So here's what that looks like. Again, you've got the grid paper. Because this is the English version, the little quotes and all of that down here are in English. I don't think that they're all 100% the same as in the Japanese version, but they are there. And at the start of every month, in the day pages and the daily pages, you will have a lined page like this. Probably, you know, you could use it for planning out more long-term goals, things like that. And you have down in the corner here a little monthly calendar with the day that you're on circled. When you go to where you have 2 pages like this, 2 days of the week, you actually have both of them circled down there, so hopefully you can see that. Now the grids in here are kind of a dark charcoal gray or black, and you can see, of course, the date up here, the day of the week, the month, the week, I believe, of the year, and I'm not sure if this is the position of the moon or what that is, but there is that little symbol there. And on each of the daily pages, you can see there's one line that's slightly darker than the others, and on the left hand side of that line you have a 12, a little higher than the middle of the page. So if you like to schedule according to time, you can write those in there. So if you have, you know, a meeting from 8 to 10, or you want to schedule in your work schedule or whatever it is, you can do that based on where this little 12 is at. And then down at the bottom there's a little symbol, fork and knife, so for dinner time, things like that. You can schedule according to those things if you want. If you don't want to use this in particular, it's not, the line is not so dark that it's distracting, and you could use it for other things over here, which is actually what I'm going to do, but I'll talk about that in a later video. Then you can see on the side here, as the months change, the tab moves to a different place. They are all the same color except for the Sundays. The Sundays are in orange. Okay, and that's how the majority of the rest of the book works, is all of those daily pages with the grid paper. All nice and smooth, gorgeous Tomoe River paper, like I said. And then when you get to the near the end, in January of 2016, you go back to that kind of 2 pages per page, 2 days per page, sorry, 2 days per page, I can talk, just to finish out the year. So if, again, you want to do a little forward planning, you have that option here. Then there's some notebook paper near the end, which I've used a little bit of, and I'll share with you later on in a different video. But it's basically some dot grid paper in orange that I'm going to use primarily for testing inks and watercolors and things like that. And you get, I don't know, maybe, let's see, about 8 or 10 pages of this, so enough room to do some testing. And then near the end there's just some various informational sheets at the back here, you know, international size charts, random selection games, things like that. Spices and herbs around the world, international country codes, styling codes. In case the journal goes missing on you, hopefully someone will contact you to return it. So that's kind of the basic brief rundown on the English planner version of the Hobonichi. Hopefully you guys will find that helpful. The next video coming up will be all about the weeks version, and I will be back with that shortly. Thanks so much for watching this one, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye everybody.